everyone, Vinny SOB. This video, as you can see, I'm playing the CPU on easy. I no longer play it on easy. I just want to do a video which basically goes over my thoughts on the Spearhead mod and this second version of Company of Heroes 2 as a whole. First thing, I see a lot of people that are playing the Spearhead and they actually keep commanders in these commander slots. You don't need them because they don't do anything. They're just kind of in the way when you start the game. So for Spearhead, you want to take those out of there. They don't do anything. So I still have these little perks in there. I assume they probably still have some effect, but the commanders do not. Anyway, what I'm looking to do here is actually kind of give you my thoughts. I've got I don't know how many thousand hours in Company of Heroes 1 and Blitzkrieg. I really could not stand Company of Heroes 2, the vanilla, and I've said that many times. I just did not like it. But now I've had a lot of time to actually play it, and what I'm finding is there are some really unique things that make this great with the Spearhead. Without it, I still can't stand it. I wouldn't go back and play vanilla Company of Heroes anymore. I just wouldn't do it, you know, after playing Blitzkrieg. But as you can see, graphically, Company of Heroes 2 is a major upgrade. At first, I didn't really like the color palette. It seemed kind of cartoonish, maybe almost comic book color scheme. But I've really gotten used to it, and I really appreciate it now, having the better graphics. So, I guess first of all, what I do like about Company of Heroes 2, and why I've begun really playing this a lot, is the things that it brought that Company of Heroes 1 did not have. Specifically, True Sight and the actual resource management. Those two things are game changers, in my opinion. Now, looking at it with Spearhead only, just like I would be looking at Company of Heroes with Blitzkrieg only, there's really no way to ever go back and play the vanilla versions. They're just not nearly as good as the mods. So the True Sight, as I mentioned, was always something that I found you know, to be pretty great about the original, or about the Company of Heroes 2. Even when I played nothing but Blitzkrieg, and I didn't want to play this version, I still appreciated the True Sight because it literally changes everything about how you ambush, how you set pieces. I can't see what's down this road right now, even though I have troops right here. I can only see. You can see how it's lit up. These guys are just going to charge right at me. Alright, run to your death. But, you can't see what's here. So they could have troops literally just hanging around in these, or a machine gun nest, or a tank, or anything there, and I would have no idea. Just like I cannot see what's on the other side of this building. And that, to me, is great. Now you'll see, I can see out here, and I can see here up to the wall, but I can't see beyond it because the wall is taller than my guys. But as soon as I walk into this building, you're gonna see, oh boy, hurry up. What are they doing? Oh, in front of the building's there. Well, anyway, you can see the circle here of vision, but okay, so I'm only in this side of the building, which is probably not the side I want to be in. But it's you can see now. I can see from all of this. So if somebody's behind this wall, they may be. I can't see them. But it's definitely a really cool feature, and it really, for tank combat, oh man, I mean, you can really, like they describe it as cat and mouse. They're not joking. I mean, you can really get some unique things, you know, battles going. So, all right, so we have that. The stupid little things like being able to hop this fence. I mean, things you couldn't do. This is a low wall, right? You know, now you have to go around that kind of stuff in Company of Heroes 1. Here, you just put your cursor over it, and they'll actually hop it. See that little hop thing? That can mean a lot when it comes to flanking or other, other tactics. Also, cover seems to be completely directional now, which is great. You did not have that in the first one. If you had a... let me start building some stuff here, so I'm just going to beat up on it. It's not easy, so they shouldn't. But, so you see how I'm on this side of the wall, and it's showing the green shield. So anything on that side will be green. But if they shoot from this side, I don't have the green cover anymore. They will be able to hit me. The angle they're at is still under it. But if they would have come from this side or from back here, I don't have the green anymore. Whereas in the old game, kill this guy. Alright, it seemed like you always had the green cover regardless. If it showed green, you had it. It didn't really matter. Like here it's showing green, but if they come from here, they will all be killed. So that is something different.
Let's get it done, boys.
Alright. So we've kind of gone over True Sight. I think that's a great thing. I do like the map design, designs, the graphics, the destructibility. You can actually throw a Molotov cocktail or some incendiary item into a house, and the house will light on fire and stay burning. In the old game, yeah, it would burn and then it would go out and the guys could go back in and use it later. Like here, they will catch fire and burn, and eventually the whole house will come down. I mean, it's... You know, obviously it was made, many years later, so they had plenty of time to improve on those kind of mechanics. I'll show you some other things with vehicles as well, which are pretty unique, but that's down the road. But at any rate, since we're talking specifically Spearhead, which again, vanilla sucks. Spearhead, here we go. Very similar in many ways, I guess, to Spearhead. Or I'm sorry, to Blitzkrieg, insofar as they've added a number of things, abilities for the characters, weapons upgrades. You have sprint. I think you can even sprint with machine gun teams, things of that nature. But you have a bunch of different abilities here, and it really makes a difference. Things that vanilla just didn't have. Any troop that should have a grenade has them. I don't have to unlock it. It's not something, you don't do that. I was in the military. You don't, it's just stupid. If you're a combat troop, you're gonna have these things.
Listen up, fellas.
So, at any rate,
capture and secure that area.
So they've done a lot of like what Blitzkrieg did, where you have your pieces have a bunch of different, abilities, which is great. So let's look at the base. Now, one thing that really turned me off initially was the fact that I didn't have to build a base for the US, and that's the first faction I started with when I played the vanilla. That hasn't changed for Spearhead. The other ones all have to build their base, or you have the trucks with the Ober Commando West, or whatever they're called. And even that's completely different than vanilla, the way that works. But looking at the U.S. base, you have your barracks, which is where you build a chunk of your troops. You have your platoon command post, which is where you build, works sort of like the old vanilla Company of Heroes weapons support center. This is where you have your machine gun teams, anti-tank guns, things of that nature, mortar teams. You have your company command post, which is similar to the motor pool. Basically, it is a motor pool. You can build, light vehicles out of this, and even a light tank. And then you have your battalion command post, which is where you build your heavy vehicles and have those sort of upgrades. Now, the base being one chunk like this, like one section, makes it great for defense. It has machine gun nests on it, and it can defend itself relatively well. Although the way this is angled here, there's no, well, they put one in here for you, but it's horrible when it comes to artillery strikes and things of that nature, because you have everything real close together, and it's going to get messed up. In this, you don't have to walk up to the little building and purchase a bazooka, purchase a bar like you did in the other one. I mean, that, whatever. You can just build your troop, and then if it's something that's available for the troop, then you can actually get it. And this has a really nice breakdown, just like you did in Blitzkrieg, where it tells you about the troop a little bit, tells you its role, tells you, you know, what weapons you can equip it with, blah, blah, blah. Very cool. But what they've done here is sort of like Blitzkrieg. Instead of, you have doctrines. Now, instead of having the 3 airborne armor and infantry, which here's rifle, they've added 3 others as well: tank destroyer, ranger company, and mechanized. So you have, they all have different troops that come with them, and it reminds me kind of the mod that I had, the D-Day 1944 Africa mod, like add-on for the Blitzkrieg mod, where they gave you placards that went along with the actual troops, which is really cool. So I'll show you how that works, and this is different for each of them, but we'll just, I don't want to do airborne. Let's just go, we'll go ranger company, okay? So when you see, when it tells you a little bit about it, you have access to additional radio protocols, propaganda, and specialized troops. Only one can be selected at a time. And now normally, those people that keep picking their commanders like they did in vanilla, they're showing up here, but they don't do anything. If you pick them, it still doesn't do anything. You have to pick one of these, okay? So anyway, we're gonna go with ranger. Just click it. Now, as you see, everything pops up here now. You have your passive abilities, radio intercept, you know, intercepts radio transmissions providing valuable intel, best of the best. You have elite ranger qualified, you know, soldiers to the front line. You get these infiltration rangers, which you can click on these and then drop them in a house somewhere, and they'll pop up, sort of like the old CQB squads. Although I need to make sure it's a house I can get in.
Combat unit ready for action.
And they pop out. And you'll see they have their abilities. You can throw a sniper on them. You know, tactical withdrawal is really cool. They throw smoke so they can get the hell out of there.
Know what to do.
Thompson for close range. We'll throw that on there, and we'll give them a sniper.
Focus on me.
So these guys are pretty badass. They can throw up a flare, which is cool because it'll reveal troops in the darkness if they're there, although I can see all of this because I have a set of troops right here. But it'll drop a flare and pick out all the troops. Very cool. They can do demolitions. They can coordinate fire. And they can build sandbags, dig trenches, fighting position, watchtowers, which is some of my favorite. And they could drop bushes. It's kind of silly, but it's kind of a cool feature. They could drop a bush,
Listen up.
and then when you put them in there,
Point men out.
they'll actually go invisible. That's hold fire. It's not how you do it, but you might need to make more bushes here. But it'll conceal them. So, and I don't know if it necessarily makes them invisible, but maybe the troops just can't see past the bush.
Follow me.
Yep, they're invisible. So yeah, it makes them hide so they're invisible, like ambush. Like in Blitzkrieg, you had a lot of that ambush stuff.
Grab your gear.
So again, very cool stuff. And I mean, if you already played this mod and you know all these things, then you know this isn't going to be too interesting to you. But again, this is more of my thoughts on this mod and how it compares to, you know, Company of Heroes 1 and, you know, using Blitzkrieg. Running to the deaths. Okay, so these guys are in good cover.
Change of plans.
Okay.
Ground's ours.
Good.
I got orders, boys. We're getting plastered over here.
Get some green cover.
Got orders.
Now it's on easy, so they shouldn't give me much of a fight.
Steady up.
Oh, these guys are
Moving
high
out.
level,
Let's
so they
go.
must have had a bunch of troops.
Get that
Or,
LMG
yeah,
over
actually,
on
your
the
troops are higher level automatically because it's passive, so you already have, you know, soldiers
Get the
with
bar
a
to
bunch
the middle
of
of the squad.
experience, which is cool. These guys have one. Oh, this could be bad. let's go here. So back to this. So I've picked a doctrine, right? I picked Ranger. So you can see now you have new troops. I have these assault infantry. They heal passively, you know, engage armor and infantry alike. Sniper's always there, but so these two troops, basically, these two different Ranger battalions are new. They popped up because I picked Ranger, okay, and that's pretty cool. So here, in the
Heavy machine gun team, ready for orders.
okay, so uh-oh, we have a vehicle here. What is this? Just regular half-track. Did they kill that group I had? No, they're there. Okay. So, at any rate,
Yeah. On your feet, ladies.
let's get this machine gun squad up here. This building might actually be better because it faces everywhere I want it to face. Let's drop these guys out real quick. Let's give them a bar.
Come on.
Have them
We
take
got work to
this.
do. Let's go liberate us some
Get them in the
ground.
bushes. Try to give them a little bit of cover.
Bastard over here.
Oh, there's a vehicle. Now I have anti-tank rifle grenade. Let's see if I can hit him with it.
Nail it with the rifle grenade.
Fire it. You see, they're suppressed right now. They're not pinned. They're suppressed. There, I hit it. So pinned, they're gonna hit the dirt, which is a cool mechanic. They really won't be able. They'll be able to crawl away.
Area secure.
They're not gonna get shot most likely because they're hitting the dirt, but they can't do much. We lost one.
Yes, go. Run. Get over there.
I like also like another stupid little aesthetic that's cool. If you noticed, you heard the glass breaking when these guys get into the building. They're pinned now. You can hear the glass breaking. Like they break the actual. Let's load some armor-piercing rounds. I should take care of that thing. But they actually break the glass, and the guys put their guns through it. I mean, it's just cool little things like that, you know, just that are part of the upgrading graphics because it's just a newer game. They've had more time. That's actually really cool. Alright, so let's treat these guys, give them back their health, or their units. So, it's because you're not building buildings, what you have now, at least the way it works in Spearhead, is you're going to have, each of these are going to have an officer unit, which in many cases you need to deploy that officer or have one of the officers out to be able to do this. So here these all say lieutenant dispatched. I'm not saying they require the captain. So let's go and but if you look here, this anti-tank gun requires captain. So you're going to end up having to at least dispatch these one time. So it works like the Brits worked in the old Company of Heroes Blitzkrieg. You know, once you built one lieutenant, you didn't have to keep building them again to be able to build those troops. Okay, now these guys don't have any weapons. Let's give them some M1 Grands. So we'll give them these. I mean, I think they have them already. They should have M1 Grands already. Looks like some of them have carbines. So give them some longer range with the Grands. So
Stand by. All right, man. Let's move out.
the other thing is, depending on what doctrine you take, there's different stuff you can do with this. Like, see, right here, there's really not a whole lot that these engineers can build. And this is actually is going to play into the next thing, I guess, as far as mechanics go.
Into the building.
Notice here, a lot of these. Oh shit! I don't have anything to fight that.
Listen up. Get your gear.
What's this trap? These guys really aren't set up to be fighting tanks. So I need to get some tank fighting guys here. See, I can't do this until the lieutenant's out. I can't even make these. But I'm guessing that these, let's see here, Okay, these guys can fight armor or infantry, so make a set of those.
Get out! Maintain fire!
Okay, see now that I can't see them, that's true sight. That is cool. They can't see me,
Get 'em moving!
and that is very cool.
Orders, listen up!
Now I could fire a flare over here. Sounds like he's coming around, so yeah, he's coming around anyway. So these guys saw him. That's a flamethrower too. It's nuts.
New unit ready and on the field.
So now once these guys are gone and they don't have the vision anymore, well, these guys see him now. All right,
We have a
anti-tank.
lieutenant reporting in for duty.
He doesn't know these guys are here, but they can't hurt him anyway. All I can, and that flamethrower can't reach me, so looks like we have a Mexican standoff.
Squad, get ready!
What I'll do is I can plant explosives here. Because
Listen up!
he's gonna leave them there for now. But at any rate, I know I'm rambling on.
Change plans.
Yes, here we go. Got bazooka with
good as
the
done.
rockets, which are super deadly. We'll give them, also give them some Thompsons. They can fight up close.
You remember Italy?
And some
Focus
endurance
on me.
training. And we're gonna send these guys out, put them in this building. Rockets should be done by then. But anyway, you'll see a lot of these spots in Company of Heroes 1. Anything that wasn't a designated spot, like if you look here, munitions or fuel, was a manpower spot. You know, and that was that. That's how it worked. But here, if you see, you can add +5 munitions or +3 fuel. Now, if you look at my manpower intake, it's 236. Every time I build something, just like in the first one, you have a maintenance cost for all of your units. But you really can't increase your manpower, and except for by a percentage. So taking these points over doesn't give you anything. It doesn't give you increased manpower. If it does, it must only be at a percentage, at some sort of percentage or rate. Oh shit! They tried to burn me. Yeah, that's really cool. Anyway, so let's get these guys out. Get the lieutenant out there. Now I can build anti-tank troops. So I'm gonna get back to this in a second here. I just want to do this. Well, here, right here, if you look, there's logistics phase 1. It gives you 10% increase in manpower. So that's one way you could do that. The Americans have that. All of the factions do not have that.
Stand by! Orders!
So, you know, that's kind of important because your manpower is going to go down. I'm at 238, and I believe I'm building something. I am. Oh no, I'm just doing the house thing. That won't affect it.
Listen up, fellas. Hail promotion!
I brought in a light tank. Oh, you see how they can exit their vehicles too? You can exit your vehicle and try to repair it with your crews and stuff. And all crews can repair in this, not just the Americans like in the vanilla version of this. They can all get out and work on them. And there's some factions, or some, like I think mechanized and others, that can really do quick repairs and emergency repairs and other cool stuff, even while being in the tank.
Troops standing by.
But like Blitzkrieg, they're fixing something there. One of the unique things. Let's make this real quick. Let me make this a house. There we go. So I've taken this over. Now I can reinforce my guys.
Listen up. Stand by. Orders. Point men out.
Although it's not
Let's
letting
move.
me for some reason.
Square the troops away. We're moving. We're on the move.
Is that only
Grab your
4
gear.
in a group? I didn't know that. I guess it was only 4 in a group.
Out of the kill zone. Don't be standing there yelling.
And I'll make this a retreat point,
Form up by squad outside.
which I like being able to do that.
Be sharp to a finer point. Orders. Watch your
Oh,
spacing.
this is only a group
Follow
of
me.
4. I guess because it's more of a scout.
I got orders, boys.
But at any rate, God, I'm jumping all over the place. So here you could do that manpower upgrade with with America, there's 2 of them actually you can do in 2 different buildings for, you know, so you get a 20% total increase in manpower. But you see it's at 238. When I take over another one of these spots, it doesn't go up. It doesn't go from like 238 to 250 or whatever like it did in Blitzkrieg. It doesn't do that. So you could basically turn these into either a munition point or a fuel point. So you can, now I'm not sure that I like that mechanic. One of the things about Blitzkrieg that was really cool and Company Heroes 1 is when you take over these spots, I mean, it would kind of dictate like, okay, well there's only 2 fuel spots on here and one's low, one's medium. It's going to be very hard for me to get a lot of armor out. I'm not going to be able to afford a lot of armor. You know, so maybe armor doctrine wouldn't be something I want to go with. You know, there's a lot of munitions though, maybe airborne or infantry for the, you know, it would be a better choice. But you know, so that those are some, you know, some things that you can just kind of overcome, which I guess is cool because you could pick any doctrine you want and then convert these into. You need a lot of munitions. You just grab your engineers.
All right. Here's the thing.
And you're like, oh, okay, well I need a, you know, more fuel. I'll put a fuel spot here. And it helps because people can't just walk into the area and take the spot. Which another thing is, which is cool, is you can walk into the area to capture it. So you don't just have to click on the center thing like you used to, and they didn't really fight back while they were taking it over. You can actually build stuff while you're taking it over, drop mines, do all kinds of cool stuff. You can move into an area here that has cover. So that way while you're taking it over, you're in cover. You know, those are, you know, that's a nice improvement as well. But now you see how I did that. Now I've turned this into a, I'm getting +6 fuel from this spot. All right, so I went up to 35. Okay. So let's do another one. We're gonna put another one up for fuel here. This says it'll give me an additional +3. So maybe this gives me, let me see here. So it'll give me an additional +3. So let's see how this works. Sprint, sprint, sprint. Okay, so it says +3 fuel, +5 munitions. Now perhaps they give you +3 fuel, +5 munitions all the time, but you can increase it to give you double of another. So I'm at 35. That's with owning +3. Let's assume.
Complete.
Okay, now it says +6. Okay, so I went up by 3 extra by having that. So now I'm interested to see how this works. So we're gonna, because they don't really explain it, and maybe they did if you played the missions or something, which I didn't find the single player too enjoyable because of the lack of abilities and things for the troops. So we're at 52 and 38. Let's see what happens here. Oh, we got an MG42, but again, one of the cool things is you don't have to click on the center. They are suppressed, so they're not taking it over right now. There we go, now they are. Move up some deadlier troops to help.
What to do. Let's move them out, Sergeant. Hey, listen up. Listen up. That's it. Points out. All right, man. Let's move out.
Okay. So now I went up to 41 and 57. Okay. So when you take this, you're getting +5 munitions and +3. But notice, okay, and I have 242 for manpower. Shit. Nice. Okay, the other thing is smoke. Now with the true sight, I can't see here and they can't see me. The smoke really makes a difference. It's, again, that's another cool thing about the true sight. Okay, so whenever you take these over, you get +5 and +3, it looks like. You're getting both. So they act as a munition and a fuel point, and then you can increase it to give you more of one, but you still get the other. That's actually pretty cool. Alright, so I'm goofing around here a little bit too much. Let's get one of these out here. I built my lieutenant, so now I can build some of this other stuff. I'll do the first manpower upgrade. And it's by 10%. So you'll see it's at 239. When that's done, it's not going to go up. It's 10%. Nice.
Get ready!
We got a new unit ready and on the field.
Okay, now I'm at 230 because a new unit came onto the field.
Stand by. Orders.
Let's give them some heat
Let's get on
rockets, some smoke. Let's bring them over here.
Find a window and watch your sector.
I guess they must have killed those guys that were here. I moved them out. I kind of forgot at this point. So when it's 10%, I'm at 263 now. Okay, so it did go up. Now let's see what happens when I take over another one of these.
Once we hit that point, I want the men ready for counterattack. Okay, Sergeant, get us on to that point. Hey, listen up. We're on the move. Grab your gear.
Oh shit. They're dead.
Just got a report of an infantry unit being wiped out.
Climb over. Get
You
him
don't
moving.
need to climb over. Just get hidden and get invisible. There you go.
Squad is back to full strength.
Shit, that was bad.
Change of plan. All right. We're moving. Let's go.
Should have had him.
Listen up.
We're losing a capture point.
Get ready.
Oh shit. See, they even dropped a weapon.
Get back to the safe bay. Fall back. Fall back. Go, go, go.
So they're taking the spot from me. 293.
Just got a report of an infantry unit
They
being
got
wiped
killed.
out.
I think I'm screwing around a bit too much. I'm gonna need some vehicles here. So let's get a light tank out there. That'll help. And let's get another bazooka team out there. And we will get machine gun team. Now you see there's two different machine gun teams. There's 50 cals. The tank destroyer company makes 50 cals. These guys don't get these. There's a separate mortar team for infantry company. Different tank guns. Need a captain for that one. In fact, I need the lieutenant again. I have a shit ton of
Found
money.
that unit ready for action.
Might as well start building all this crap. Set these guys. Oh shit, they're just gonna tear my house up.
HMG squad ready for
strafe and
action.
run. That was pretty cool, but didn't get them all. Oh boy, they're really coming in. Let's get these guys over here. Cut these guys off if I can.
New unit ready and on the field.
Hurry. Get it done. Get it done.
We got a new unit ready and on the field. We have a lieutenant reporting in for duty.
Let's go. Be able to cut these guys down. These are just low level.
Dead center. Target.
Send your orders. Driver, move us out.
That thing's gonna be in trouble.
Orders.
Let's get these guys upgraded with the heat
It's
rockets.
good as done. You guys know what to do. Hey, listen up. Listen up. Get to it. Men, lock and load.
Cook grenades. Alright, so let's get these guys rolling out here.
Get ready.
They don't have anything.
Contact. Get down. Fall back. Get the hell out of here.
Bad thing is they're gonna retreat to this. You really have to be careful with your troops. I'm really not playing very well.
Crew ready. Clear.
He's on my spot. That's how I can see him. I don't think he can see me. Hurry,
Armor
get
here.
him before he can fire again.
Hit it. Go, go, go. Motion. Go. Get out of their strike
Okay, his
zone.
turret's not facing us. Okay, they got out. Let's use a explosive round.
Get it going. Move.
smart move.
Ready, set,
We're
displace
not
for
letting him get
fuck's
away.
sake.
We can have it. Plus the ability to reverse, and I mean that's huge. You couldn't do that
Move out.
in the old one.
Arm up. Clear out. Displace. Get us over to that location.
Now they got out again and try to fix it. Look at that, just took a house down. I mean, it's really great. Alright, so I built guys again, so I'm back down to 239.
We're all done.
We're going to put a watchtower here,
I saw 4,
because it gives you
5 squads get cut down right where they lay.
improved vision.
Sit, driver. Get us
Oh,
over
he
to
doesn't
that
see
point.
me.
Firing.
Oh, miss. This guy's going to get cooked.
Change of plan. Sliding into the half
Fire. Nice.
Move out.
Back out of that fire for a second.
Squad, get ready.
Thought I had more troops I brought. I did.
Organize
Lieutenant.
the men, Corporal. New set of orders. My dad works in paper.
Fire's out. Let's go finish
Hey, listen
building
up.
this.
Listen up.
What I'm going to want to do is I need some rear echelon troops
We're all done. Hey, men, stand by.
over here. I don't really have a building
Get ready to move out.
to put these in. So I need rear echelon troops to be able to repair. The other thing you could do is... Oh, shit. Oh, they just hit me with something. Yow. Look at that devastation of the fire. Took everything down here. Fuck, it's
Rear echelon
now I'm
troops on the
blind
front
over
line.
there.
Orders.
Man, let's get the
Orders.
captain up here.
Move in and set up fields of fire. Wait a second. Back to full strength. Hey, you
Oh
guys,
man,
stay
I
together.
don't know what ability
Don't
that
be
was,
walking
but
off on your own.
definitely hurt.
Stand by. Orders.
These guys bringing in a half track. This anti-tank squad should make quick work of them if he can reach it. Alright, there we go. I'll make one of these a house as well, even though they could easily tear it down in a second. So what I should probably do
Outside.
is get
quickly.
these guys out of here. You do have to have someone in the building to make
Into
it
the
a...
building. Hard and fast. Eyes peeled.
It's usually not too good to have the building
Change of plans.
that you're going to make into the
Get in.
base
Find
up
a
in the
window
front,
and
because
watch
they
your
will
sector.
definitely do everything they
Move
can to
in.
destroy it.
Battalion
like you
just released
saw.
a major for action.
Now this is the house.
Krauts are taking
And I
one
will
of our
make it.
points.
Hey, listen up. Get in. Guns at the ready. Into the building. Hard and fast.
Hurry
Eyes
up, get
peeled.
over there.
All right, you dopes, listen up.
This wall's not high enough to give me... It's too high, so it doesn't... I don't think I can fire over it. I guess we'll find out.
Bring up the rear.
And your abilities are going to be different too. Come on, that tank squad, guys. Oh, look at this. Bring it straight in front. Get these guys off the side here. Didn't really need it. But your abilities are going to be different, just like in Blitzkrieg when you pick your doctrine. Now here, these are progressive. So as you get more command points, you unlock more of these. Now obviously I've got enough now to unlock all of it, but you don't pick a path like you did. And now there's another mod called Wickinger, in which you do pick your path. And it's a lot more like Blitzkrieg, I guess. It's just not complete yet. It just needs... They're still working on it, but it is really another cool mod. And although I think that one may be, they've put more time into like armor penetration and all this other stuff, this one is just complete, and you know, I'm having more fun with it at this time because it is complete. Oh, I can see that. See, that's what a watchtower does. Gives you some nice, good vision, and I can see that guy back there. So we're going to use this armor suppression artillery and see what it does. Now here they do see that stuff dropping, so they're probably going to be taken off. Well, maybe they didn't see it. Here it coming in. Completely missed. That hit. Anyway, Ranger Company's pretty cool because you get experienced troops, which is really cool. Wow, that troop dropped. You get this artillery ability, you get a strafing run. This fear propaganda is one of the few things that doesn't work. This propaganda artillery, I think it's one of the few that they aren't having work right now. But overall, I mean, it's just like a bug with it, but all the doctrines work. Radio silence. I mean, it's just it's a cool doctrine. So but it like Blitzkrieg, it will affect. Let me get these guys. I know I'm all over the place, but let me get these guys up here, and that can help give them the bonuses that a major brings. He could do like a fake barrage. He'll drop like those little flares, so they'll think they're about to get barraged and they'll back the hell out. He can call in a 105mm barrage, which is super deadly. That's the artillery from like the first game. But he also gives him experience, you know, and you know, he has the passive ability. That's pretty cool. You know, like any of the officer characters do. But at any rate, I want to get back to this. Now I have nothing building right now, right?
Steady up, fellas. Right MG's coming.
Alright, so what I want to do is take this over and see what happens. We already determined that it goes up +5, +3 fuel, so you're going to get both from one capture point. Oh shit. Armor piercing rounds will not help with that. Let's see if I can get a strafing run. Hurry up before it reloads. These guys can stick bombs too. They're all dead. Now I could actually go take that tank or this one. It tells you how many people you need to crew it. There's 2. That one requires 3.
On the move. Grab your gear.
I'm not gonna do that. So anyway, I want to see what this does for your manpower. I'm at 244. I'm not building anything. I'm not reinforcing anybody at this time. I've done the upgrade, which gives me 10% increase. So I'm at 244. Let's see what happens taking one of these over. As you can see, these maps are really cool too. I mean, yeah.
Area secured.
All right, 244. See, it didn't go up. Didn't do anything for manpower.
Stand by.
And that's the thing. So as you go on and you get this, I mean, I only have 59 at 225. When you get up to like 100 or something, your manpower is going to be coming in at like 100, and you can't replace stuff. And that's why I was saying that, you know, one of the mechanics that I actually find to be pretty cool is their new mechanic with the economy, because. And I wasn't talking about like you take these over, you get +5, +3 with these, or you could convert them into points. Because I'm not, again, convert them into do more of fuel or more ammo. I'm not 100% sure I like that. But what I do like is your manpower goes down. You've got a few options to increase it. But that's it. You can't increase it like you do in the other game. You're getting like, you know, at the end of the game and you're still pulling in like 350, 400 manpower, even 250. You're going to be pulling in barely any.
Hey, listen up.
So one thing they do have in this mod is the ability to build a standard observation post like you did in the first game. And it says increases an additional 5% manpower per minute. So if you put this on, let's put it on here, you won't see the number go up, but the ticker, I guess, would go 5% faster is the way I'm assuming it works.
Enemy contact! Where's he at?
Yeah, those guys are dead. And cooldown time around these things is quick too. Although they're expensive, you still have to have the munitions to be able to do it. And right now, burned to death. Nope, I guess not. He survived. So he built that thing. It does give you, I think, an improved vision radius as well. And it looks like it's ticking maybe a little faster. Let's try another one just to see. Might actually be doing that. No, I'm interested to see that. So again, it's a little different, but now I'm actually going to start moving forward. I've just been rambling forever. So each doctrine basically is going to give you like some of them give you new troops. Like here you got these 2 new ranger troops that don't exist for others. You're getting some passive abilities. You're going to get some different attack abilities. Sound effects are great on this game too. They really are. Yeah, manpower might be going slightly faster. But at any rate, so we're going to see that here in a minute. Let's see. Before I go any further with that, mines are a huge thing in this game, especially if you're American, any of the American faction. Some of those tanks, you just can't penetrate them. The German tanks are just too big. You can't hit them from the front or even the sides and hurt them. And you're not going to be able to hit them in the ass with Shermans and stuff most of the time unless, you know, you have a couple and you can do flanking maneuvers. So mines are extremely important. I'm just going to throw a few out here just for the hell of it. I don't really need them right now. But at any rate, let's get back here. So you get the new troops. Next building. There is nothing here. They do call this the 5th Ranger Battalion Machine Gun Team instead of just calling it Machine Gun Team. So if I would have picked the infantry, it would have had a different name. And in some instances you'll get like a 2nd machine gun. That's a little different. In this one we don't. So everything, it kind of relates to what it is. And then you can also see you get these cool placards. When you pick different stuff, some of them have like the real placards, and maybe these are part of the real placards from the 5th Ranger Battalion. I'm not familiar with it, so I don't know. Let's get a mortar team out there. Alright. Let's get our captain again.
We're all done over here.
We have the major. You can build 1 veteran tank crew. And I'll build one just to kind of show you. Let's get the uncommon valor and the heavy metal, which will give me the M10. That's all it's going to give me. Oh, might give me the easy 8. We'll find out. So.
Quarter team, ready for orders.
Okay, so you can get an easy 8 with Rangers. That's pretty damn good because, I mean, as far as the Shermans go, it's the best 76 you're going to get. They don't have the, some of the things I really miss, and I wish they would have added, at least to Armor Company or something, would have been
You're starting to count.
the, like the not the Fat Boy Sherman, what's it called? You know, the one with the really thick armor, and you can get them with Infantry Battalion with the short stubby barrel gun, or you could get them with the big gun on the Armor Company. God, what the hell was it Sherman called? Oh, I'm thinking it's Fat Boy. That's actually the unit from Supreme Commander. But let me Let's do a fortified trench here. If it lets me, it will not let me for some reason. There we go. Well, we're just going to go with a regular. They can't do a regular slit trench, they only do fortified. I'm just trying to get something so that these guys aren't, even though they're in green cover, they're exposed. I mean, I could put sandbags up around them. Yeah, it's not letting me build in this area at all for some reason. So what I'll do, I'll just give them some sandbag cover from the side.
Let's get to it.
Jumbo Sherman, that's what it was, the Jumbo. Like, they don't have that. I think that would be cool. Like, so some of the units you're really fond of aren't going to be there necessarily. You don't have a flamethrower tank for the Americans, which is kind of sad. So it's missing a lot of the cool stuff that, you know, I think you have fewer units and overall, and then you have fewer units when you pick your doctrine. Like, one of the doctrines only has like the standard M4-3, you know, the M4 A3 Sherman, and I think maybe a 76, or it might not even have 76, right? So, you know, you're relying on your troops more, but your troops will have different upgrades. Like like with Tank Destroyer Company, every one of your troops has the ability to get that M18 anti-tank rifle, which isn't going to hurt heavier tanks or even medium tanks. It barely hurts on most of them unless you hit it, you know, in the back, or, you know, hit the track, or hits, you know, get lucky with it. But it still gives every troop the ability to do something against tanks, which is pretty cool. Alright, they have a stolen Russian tank. So, yeah, so I'm waiting to see what this does here. I have heavy metal unlocked. Maintenance crew I'm not worried about right now. There is a second manpower upgrade on one of these. There it is. I need my captain to be out before I can do it. And one of these, like, you know, one of my favorite things, who doesn't love the Quad 50 from the first game? Only, I think, 2 of the doctrines for the Americans can actually turn this half track. It's like airborne and I think rifle maybe can turn one of these standard half tracks into a Quad 50. Otherwise you're using the M15A1 that you know has to face backwards to fire, which they added as an armor company only half track in Blitzkrieg with the last patch, but last time I played it at least, which is cool that they had it different. But you don't get a Quad 50 in here. Again, there's just far fewer units overall. But they're more specialized. I guess the doctrines specialize. Like here you get, like I said, the 2 extra Ranger pieces that you don't normally get.
Cover off on the Brownie.
You've got a captain hitting the field.
These guys are actually in ambush mode, so that's cool. No one can see them.
Have that LMG ready to go.
Put anti-tank. I can't because there is a machine gun nest right there that I can see actually. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna try to get rid of this thing because it's a pain in my ass. Oh, that's because that's their base right there.
You've always noticed your actions are starting to stick, man. Not go well.
Yeah, they can't run away. Took a house down. That's pretty cool. I see the smoke because of all the debris and smoke. I can't see it anymore. That's really cool. Like, again, some of the mechanics are just really, really stinking cool. So where's that artillery? See the smoke clears, you can see it again. Says it's active. Maybe it only fires if tanks come around, I guess? I guess so. It's only active for like if tanks come into the area, apparently. Oh well. I didn't know that. I'm still learning. Like, there's so much to learn. I mean, there's 6 doctrines per faction, and honestly, I mean, I've maybe used all of them 1 or 2 times. But I'm gonna try to steal this light tank, even though I don't need it. We're gonna have them do a critical repair on it quickly, and that'll get it up and running. Oh, that was pretty fast. So they got it enough to get running. Now they're gonna sit there and just repair it normal. Then I can steal it. So, pretty cool. I mean, I could actually steal it now. In fact, I probably should. They got it up and running. I already know that. So the thing to do would be to get in it, drive it the hell out of here.
Get this thing moving. Stow those damn rounds and get this thing moving.
It's got some upgrades. Panzer officer, which doesn't make sense because it'll just be a tank commander. Smoke, I can give it ambush tactics.
Armor ready.
What we need to do is get
it done, boys.
out of here.
Get ready to
Work on it. No. I guess you don't do an upgrade while you're jumping out because your upgrade will be canceled.
Get to work.
So let those guys fix it. Alright, and this has gone on for quite a long time, but at any rate, there are some really cool mechanics with this game, as I said, that are just really outstanding, that do make it, you know, to me, they can supervise, cool, completely worth playing. And it's just kind of a breath of fresh air having with this Spearhead mod. And again, Wickinger 2, which is still under construction, but that's very similar to Blitzkrieg in many ways. Way more units. You know, you have the 3 doctrines, the 3 standard doctrines. They're just still working on it. And once they're finished with it, then I'll, you know, go to that one too and play that. But this one is a ton of fun. Just the little differences between all 6 of the doctrines for each of the factions, and just all the abilities all the characters have and things. It's just really, really cool.
This is the captain. Upgrade complete.
Close it up. Someone into the driver's seat.
Now we've got their tank.
Driver, move out.
So, yeah. That's what's going on with this game. I just think it's really, really cool.
Upgrade complete.
Ended up really enjoying it. Is it better than, you know, I think if you could put an actual Blitzkrieg mod, which really Blitzkrieg is kind of like a cross between Wickinger and Spearhead, because even in Wickinger I think they still kept like the rear echelon troops at like a 4-man unit that isn't designed to fight, whereas here they made every troop, you know, like here's a rear echelon troop. I think it's still like a 4-man engineer squad only in Wickinger, which is kind of like and I don't think it has sprint. I don't know for sure. I'd have to go back. I haven't played it in a little bit, but I don't think they can throw grenades, stuff like that.
Tank support is here.
You know, but here, pretty much everything is a fighting unit. So, you know, I kind of appreciate that.
Send your orders.
So again, this is kind of like a Blitz, you know, Blitzkrieg is kind of a cross between Wickinger. Like Wickinger obviously took from Blitzkrieg, and Spearhead took things from Blitzkrieg. So I mean, Blitzkrieg I would say is probably the ultimate mod, obviously, and I wish they would be able to or would do a Blitzkrieg mod for this, but I'm guessing at this point they're not going to. But if they did, it would literally be this plus Wickinger together. I mean, it's, you know, there are great things about both mods.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
So, but yeah, lots of good stuff.
Get that 50 cal mounted. Send your orders. Mount that 50.
Like one of the things, and I will bring up.
All right, get us over there.
Fit through there. Oh boy. I have to build my own anti-tank gun. Get it out of the way. But one of the things for sure, Wickinger, I've tried to take down heavy German armor with the Americans, and literally I couldn't. It was just walking all over. You have to hit it in the ass or have it hit a mine.
Sherman ready.
So I do think the Wickinger is probably, you know, more on the realistic side, you know, closer to Blitzkrieg and the damage model as well. Oh boy.
Enemy armor! Tank ready. Hit it! Go! Go! Go!
Let's back this little shit up.
Enemy armor! Shooting us up! Let's get us the fuck out of here! Move it! Go! Drive! Drive! Fall back! God dang it! Move!
So the artillery didn't rain down. Rain that artillery down. There we go. Nice. Damn, that anti-tank is badass. Look at that. It's hit all over the place. Wow. Very cool.
We're ready. Driver, promotion.
Oh yes, the artillery just must keep running. Oh, it's got 6 seconds left.
God damn it! Enemy armor! Man down! Armor ready.
Oh,
We lost an infantry unit.
I lost it.
They got wiped out.
That sucks.
Let's go. Get us
Who did I
over that
lose?
new.
Oh, I lost my anti-tank squad. That's not good. None of these guys are anti-tank. Yeah, these guys
Orders.
are.
All right, man. Let's move out. Watch your space. Follow me.
Is that okay? Machine gun turret's gone.
Get over there. Good fucking hit. Get the fuck out of here.
So you can take out the infantry. I can use these guys to flank. I don't think they can see me.
Move. Get to that position.
These guys can shoot up. Luckily they're
Move out. That's a heavy machine gun. Move it.
That takes care of that. Just throw them behind the sandbags.
Armor, move out. Splash them.
Music is really cool too.
Looks like we're getting
Another thing you want to do in this, which is definitely a little different than Blitzkrieg, you definitely want to always
Button her
support
up. Big push coming.
your armor with infantry. They will be just chewed to shit.
Driver
I mean, I
forward.
know
The rest of you stay
anti-tank
alert.
squads were deadly in the first one, but there are so many different types of units now that can actually get in and screw tanks up. Especially in these kind of like where these maps where stuff could be hiding. You definitely need to have more of a combined assault. Oh man, I got this back again. Let's just do this. I actually can't. They're building out anyway. Some guys I didn't. Do not want this thing to come at me. One thing I can do.
Send your orders.
This is my anti.
Jump to it.
Alright, what we're gonna do here
Men are ready for action. Point man up. Just came in.
is we're gonna move these guys up and we're gonna use radio silence to hide them.
50 cows on. Crew ready. Move her out.
So I won't be showing up on the mini-map, so anything they can see, they can see. Oh man, we got a whole building down now.
Target destroyed. Ship fire. Counter fire.
also, look, on some of these, the guys can actually ride on the tanks and then walk riding on the tanks. But it is cool. It can help them capture stuff.
Defensive fire.
Sherman ready to go.
None of these guys have any repairability. So,
Armor here.
these engines blown. Also, another unique thing with this, which is actually super cool, is you can have like injuries to like people in the tank, which is so cool. Like you could, like sometimes you'll get shot with a shell and it won't necessarily damage the tank, but it'll knock the gunner out, and they'll be like, oh, we can't fire until the gunner's conscious again. I mean, that's like really cool. You can like injure the players, like you can injure the loaders so they fire slower because the loader's injured. You can knock out the driver if things like immobilized, but you know they'll wake up. And these are both actual real damages, and it shows here on the placard. Yeah, these are both.
Looks like we're getting into the excitement. All right, get us over there.
76. Captain out. Take some of this stuff over. Probably use an attack move. They might have some guys hide. Maybe have a machine gun nest. Who knows?
Combat unit ready for action.
These guys pop up over here. Not my own territory, so I can't. Now in this one too, just like Blitzkrieg, you can upgrade your guys when they're in their own territory. Whereas in Wickinger, you can only upgrade when you're at your head up near the base, which I actually prefer, and I've said this in a couple of different things, you know, videos. I just really prefer that. I don't think you go with weapons when you're out here in the field like that, unless you have like a base close or like this.
Good effect on target.
You know, something like that. It would make sense. Now, if they come with something big, we're screwed. We'll try to get some anti-tank mines down.
Boys are done here. Get on it, fellas. Round up the men and let's get to it. Let's get it done, boys. Jump to it, boys.
So plant mines everywhere.
Let's get it done.
Okay.
We're all done. Get ready to go, men.
What might be good is get these guys
Warm
out
up
of
my
here.
squad outside. Let's get on it. Move in. Set up field to fire.
Shoot from there. They won't have a very good angle because the windows are already taken up.
We're all done over here. I got orders, boys. Repair detail on me.
Move us out.
276ers are up and running.
Sherman ready for this place. Drive her over to that location.
Sherman, take it fire!
Forward. The rest of you stay alert. Ready. Go ahead.
Explosive round.
Snap to it. Go! That did it. Good shot. Roger.
Armor here.
Right. We're on.
All right, get us over there. Looks like we're getting it. Move us out. Driver forward. The rest of you stay alert.
Under fire. Moving out. Let's go.
Cover behind the tanks.
Armor ready.
This tank now is up and
Get
running.
us over to that point.
But yeah, man, overall it's really cool. I mean, they've added some really cool functions. I don't like this weird how it highlights. That's kind of weird, but kind of cartoony. But overall, man, this game actually I think is better than part 1. I didn't at first, and the scale felt weird. Like the maps felt really small in comparison, and a lot of things were just different. Just took some getting used to. But once you do, I mean, this is really the superior game.
We're all done over here.
Give me some vision.
Shake a leg. Let's go. Where's all that
So
money
they won't be
going?
able to see me.
Let's get that point buttoned up.
That's another cool
Capture
thing,
and
like you
secure
don't
that
have to
area.
click on the point like that to take it. You can just be in the area. You can actually build stuff. So cool.
Get your men covering the approaches.
Get on it, fellas.
Throw some anti-personnel mines up in case they try to take it. I could even booby trap it. It's one of the cool features with this doctrine.
Area is ours.
So I don't know why the booby trap didn't pop up.
Listen up.
There we go.
The armor's chasing us. We can run through a building as a shortcut now. The armor needs to drive around.
Takes a little while for it to
That's
pop
done.
up.
Mark us for duty.
Okay,
Browning,
anti-personnel
front and
mines are
center.
done. Look at this cool. I mean, look how cool that is. The graphics. I mean, yeah, it's a major upgrade, honestly. Overall, it's a pretty big upgrade. You know, and this is just how the American faction works. I mean, they all work differently.
Square the troops away. We're moving.
And the addition of the Russians is really cool because they are really a cool faction,
Steady
honestly.
up, fellas. Move out.
These guys can ride on that tank too. So in Ranger Company, you can ride on the tanks, it looks like. You can do it in mechanized as well. Which is cool because then you could drive a tank into an area and take it over because your guys are on it.
Squad on your feet.
We're headed behind enemy lines. Don't get bogged down. Keep moving.
Watch your spacing. Follow me.
You can make these guys into a retreat point. There's nothing left to shoot at me here, so let me get in here and get some green cover.
Hold up.
Sprint your ass in there. So yeah, just a long ass video. I think you've seen pretty much everything there is to see about this particular doctrine. Again, it is really cool. There are some limited things, but if you like vanilla, this is so much better than vanilla. It's unbelievable. I mean, I don't even think it's the same game, honestly.
Man out.
You know, just having the true sight and these other mechanics, like injuries to crew members and tanks and stuff like that. I mean, that's just not nearly enough to make the game more fun than Company Heroes 1 with Blitzkrieg. But now when you add Spearhead and Wickinger and these other things, now you have an actual competitor. You know, you have, and then you add the improved game mechanics, now you've got something worth playing. And actually something I'm preferring at this moment. But again, you know, I've played so much Blitzkrieg that, you know, it's just kind of, this is new to me, so it's kind of like a breath of fresh air, I guess. I don't know why I got these. Oh, that's the maintenance crew. So that's about it. I'm gonna go in here and just crush these guys real quick. And I don't need both of these guys.
Here's the deal. Look what we have
They had
here.
really repaired the scout car pretty well.
Round up, boys.
They really repaired the shit out of it.
Waiting orders. Roll us out.
Thanks. I must have killed the crew.
We're ready to go.
Let's get some rounds.
Driver, get her moving. Let's go.
And there are still some things that I would change.
Move us out.
Spearhead, like, I think we really should have more training variations. I think because you'll see the Russians and others. I guess you don't need them. Most of that stuff probably wasn't used. Like there is no super version. That's for sure.
Set, over. Snap to it. Go. Gunner, engage. Look, good fucking hit. Combat promotion in.
And whatever they're using, they oh nice. They have stolen tanks.
Gunner's hurt. Somebody get on that gun.
See, like some gunners hurt.
Ready. Go ahead.
See right here, let's take a look. The gunner has been injured, disabling the main gun temporarily.
Boys, driver, let's get this show on the road.
Oh, that'll explode, I think.
What the hell? Where's that coming from? Get him moving! Drive, drive! Get down! Okay, move it along.
Yeah, very long video. I mean, there's even more stuff I wanted to talk about. I guess I'm learning as I go, so I'm like, wow, this is cool as I'm playing it, and I get off track because, you know, I'm seeing something cool. Yeah, but I don't know. I just, with the true sight and some of this other stuff, it just is awesome. And I've watched, like Matt the Dane, I think has a channel. It's his name. He's awesome PvP videos. There's just a lot out there. And if you watch, you know, like Tiger 1996 and some of the other guys that have the PvP, you know, YouTube sites, channels that, you know, show Company of Heroes 1 with the Blitzkrieg and other mods, then you can see, you know, how cool and how fun it is. But then when you go back and you look at some of these other, you know, Company of Hero 2 with Spearhead and Wickinger, you can see, you know, just how cool it is. But the things you'll notice that are really different are the tank battles, which, you know, if you've got some good players that know how to use the concealment and how to take advantage of true sight, that makes it really cool, because you can hide stuff. You can't do that in the original game. You get one of those spotter pieces out there with binoculars, and they go invisible, and you hide them out, you know, in some up forward, and you can see this huge circle of, you have this big circle of vision out of the fog of war, and which is how I think, you know, 99% of RTSs actually work. But, you know, so there's like a forest and walls and buildings and their bases on the other side, and you can still see it. You can see exactly what they're doing. You can see guys hiding behind walls or behind houses. So you know, it just, this is a much cooler aspect. There's, you know, nothing that makes you say, oh shit, quicker than when you're on one of the city maps or something, or in the forest maps, and you come through some trees and all of a sudden there's a clearing and there's a whole bunch of troops there, or machine gun nests, just things you couldn't see because you don't have that same vision, you know, the circle of vision that you get from, you know, other players, or I mean other, you know, other games, or Company of Heroes 1 even, especially. So yeah, that's that. I know that was really long. Plus the stats are really cool. Gives you some really cool stats. Gives you some cool graphs for resources, and, you know, blah blah blah. Units construction. I mean, it's just really cool. And I'm not playing it on easy anymore. Obviously, I've actually started playing it on hard, and it's a challenge. It's fun. Some of the AI for Spearhead, I will say, is pretty bad, especially with the SS. These guys, the Over Commando West. Sometimes they won't even build all their trucks, and it's not like vanilla where the trucks just come out automatically. Like, you have to actually build the trucks and then call for them, like you did with the British in Company of Heroes 1. So you actually have to strategically, you know, buy them and, you know, use them and things. So, but sometimes the AI won't even make them. Which the Wickinger mod AI is the exact opposite. Like, that AI is just brutal. I mean, even on easy, it's just bombing the crap out of me, using abilities over and over. I mean, it's just kind of brutal. Again, it's like Blitzkrieg would be a mix of the two mods. So they're both super awesome. You know, I wish Blitzkrieg would do a mod for this, but, you know, unfortunately, it doesn't look like it. You know, but I do appreciate, obviously, what the Blitzkrieg team did for the first game. So. But alright, that's that. Just those were my thoughts on this. It's long. But yeah, if you have any comments or anything other than, hey, this was long and whatever. I mean, if you have any comments about the game, you know, this game versus the first game, you know, different, you know, how the mods stack up to you, or, you know, any other thoughts, it'd be great. So, thanks for watching, and my next one won't be one of these long, rambling videos about the mod. So, alright, thanks.